There is a silent war happening right now. It's not on the battlefield, it's not on cable news. It's happening inside your savings account. Banks are paying you almost nothing. Meanwhile, they are earning billions on your deposits. And now, for the first time, they are facing real competition in the marketplace. Not from another bank, but from crypto, from stablecoins, from on-chain yield, and they are absolutely panicking because the yield wars have officially hit a climax. Welcome back, guys. This is the Debasement Index. My name is Angel Rios, and this is a channel solely focused on building capital in a fiat world together. If I earn your subscription with this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Only if I've earned your subscription. Go ahead and like the video, share the video, and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any future content. Now, let's go ahead and get into it. For decades, banks have controlled yield. You deposited money. They paid you maybe 0.01%, maybe sometimes even 0.1% if they're feeling generous. They took your deposits, lent them out at 5, 6, 8%, or parked them at the Federal Reserve earning interest on reserves, and they kept the spread. You kept crumbs. That model worked because customers had no alternative. But now, well, stablecoins exist. Decentralized finance exists. Tokenized yield exists. And suddenly, people are asking, why am I earning nothing? That question is dangerous for banks because once customers understand spread economics, they start demanding a share of it. Traditional banks operate on a simple structure. Number one, they take deposits. Number two, they pay minimal interest. Number three, they deploy the capital that you give them elsewhere. And number four, they capture the spread. It's predictable, it's slow, and it's extremely profitable. They make billions a year with this business model. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most major banks could afford to pay depositors more. They choose not to because they don't have to until now. Now, companies like Coinbase are openly discussing offering yield to customers on stablecoins. And according to CEO Brian Armstrong, if regulators don't like the term yield, they'll just call it rewards. But the function is the same. Pass through earnings to users. Let customers share in the economics. That is a direct attack on the banking spread model. And guess what? The banks, they know it. In Congress, legislation like the Clarity Framework aims to bring clearer rules to digital assets and potentially reduce regulatory uncertainty for these crypto firms. Clear rules benefit new entrants. Uncertainty benefits the incumbents. Chase, Bank of America, all of those. Why does it benefit the incumbents? Well, because ambiguity is a weapon. If crypto companies operate in legal gray zones, banks can lobby regulators to slow them down. But if Congress passes clear digital asset legislation, well, competition accelerates, and banks lose their regulatory moat. Banks are afraid of these following things. They're afraid of stablecoin adoption, like Tether or USDC. They're afraid of on-chain settlement because then money and funds doesn't actually flow through their rails. They're afraid of direct customer yield models, and they're afraid of reduced intermediation because clarity reduces their advantage. And when you remove regulatory protection, you expose the product's quality. Now, let's talk plainly. Are traditional banks abusive? Well, banks charge overdraft fees, maintenance fees, wire fees, late fees. They freeze accounts of users. They close accounts. They debank customers. Meanwhile, they pay near zero yield on deposits and earn billions from the spread. Is that illegal? Well, no. Is it competitive? Also, no. It's a legacy system that's built in a pre-digital era where switching costs were high, where customers didn't understand the alternatives. But in a world that we're moving to of stablecoins, of Bitcoin, of self-custody, of on-chain yield, and 24/7 settlement, well, the legacy banking model begins to look, well, exactly what it is: slow, expensive, opaque, and, well, downright defensive. Now, this is why the yield wars are now hitting a climax. Here's why this moment matters. For years, crypto has existed on the fringe of finance. Now, stablecoin volumes rival major payment networks. Crypto platforms are publicly traded on the stock market. Institutional adoption is increasing, and lawmakers are drafting clearer frameworks. The fight is no longer theoretical, whether stablecoins, cryptocurrency, and Bitcoin are going to survive or not. It's now structural. Banks are lobbying in government. Crypto companies are building, and consumers are watching the yields. When depositors realize they can earn materially more outside the traditional banking rails, money moves. And when money moves, the power also shifts. Now, DeFi feels structurally different. While traditional banking is centralized, it has opaque balance sheets, it's fee-based, and the spread capture model is what dominates it, then you have the inverse, which is decentralized finance. It has transparent smart contracts, programmable yield distribution, lower overhead, and direct 24/7 settlement. That doesn't mean DeFi is risk-free. It means it is structurally different. Banks are intermediaries. DeFi reduces intermediaries. And when you remove these intermediaries, margins compress. That's why banks are fighting. Because if yield is transparently distributed, the spread shrinks. And if the spread shrinks, their advantage and their profits shrink. Now, could banks lose? Yes, they could absolutely lose. And here's how. It's this analogy, okay, in this video, it's not about emotion. It's about product superiority. An inferior product survives through protection, like the banks have survived through government protection and government lobbying for a very long time. But a superior product survives through competition. If banks need regulatory barriers to stop yield competition, that tells you something. If crypto companies are willing to compete on transparency, on speed, and customer payouts, that also tells you something. Ultimately, consumers are choosing higher yields, faster settlement, lower fees, and greater control. The yield wars have reached a point where customers are aware, and awareness changes everything. Now, this isn't saying that this is the end of banks tomorrow, but it is the end of unquestioned dominance. The climax of the yield wars is not just noise. It's a structural change on how we handle money and how we think about money. And in a fiat world where capital constantly erodes, you must decide, do you want to sit on 0.01% savings accounts? Or do you understand the battlefield and you choose greater yield products like Stretch from Strategy paying 11.25%, or stablecoin yields, sometimes reaching 4, 5, 6% on stablecoins like Tether and USDC? Well, that choice is up to you, but it's looking like the market is deciding that DeFi and crypto and Bitcoin is a superior product to traditional banks. Well, that's it for me for this video, guys. I mean, it's a super exciting time that we're living in right now. The Clarity Act is getting so much fight. in Congress. And the fight is coming from the traditional finance establishment fighting against it and lobbying daddy government, right, to protect them because they're afraid to compete in a free and fair market. And they try to make it seem like it's for customer and consumer protections, but it's not. They're trying to defend their spread business model. And I think ultimately they are going to lose because the market is going to decide that they're an inferior product. Now, does that mean they're going to go away tomorrow? No. But they're going to be in some serious trouble if they don't start adjusting to what the market is telling them that they value. So, super exciting times, guys. Again, I don't think that Bitcoin itself needs regulatory clarity. I mean, this is not a Bitcoin issue. However, one of the things that Bitcoin and Bitcoiners has been trying to fight for a long time, is compete and outcompete the traditional finance establishment. And I think crypto as a whole is certainly doing so. And it's very exciting times, and I think it's going to lead to savers not being punished anymore and actually getting what they deserve. So that's it for me, guys. Again, remember, this is the Basement Index. My name is Angel Rios. If you feel like I've earned your subscription in this video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We're almost at 50 subscribers, so super exciting. And remember that this is a channel solely focused on building capital in a fiat world together. Have a great day, guys.